When we attribute all natural phenomena to nature itself, without God in the picture, religion threatens us with a solemn accusation. This is because there are certain natural phenomena through which we normally intuit the immediate hand of God. Religion also worries that inquiry into such views might defend atheism. Still, I'm about to present a philosophical investigation on these views. There were difficult obstacles in my way, which were like a thick fog that hid monsters from me. But the fog cleared away little by little, and once all of it finally dispersed, something shone through with real brightness. It was the high plausibility of a creator God. Now, let's think through an objection. Suppose that the order and beauty of the universe come only from matter just obeying general laws of motion. Suppose that nature's blind mechanism develops so magnificently, entirely on its own, reaching such perfection. Then the argument for the existence of a divine creator falls apart completely, because that argument usually comes from seeing the beauty of the universe. Nature would be sufficient all by itself. Divine governing becomes unnecessary. Atheists, once again, end up holding the dominant position. Atheism tramples faith underfoot, and what was supposed to be the basis of faith, that is, the cosmic order and beauty, actually allows atheism to expose faith itself in bright light. Still, my confidence stays fearless despite all these difficulties. That's because my system is built on deism. I know the full value of the arguments drawn from the beauty and arrangement of the universe. These arguments confirm that there is a wise creator behind it all. Unless we are arbitrarily opposed to all convincing arguments, we have to accept these incontrovertible reasons. But here's something important I want to point out. Theologians often use these reasons badly, perpetuating the fight with the naturalists. They offer up a weak flank unnecessarily. Religious people usually take note of and emphasize nature's harmony, beauty, and what they perceive as purposes. And these people are amazed by the almost perfect match between the purposes and their means. But by elevating nature in this way, they also end up lowering it in another way. They claim that this harmony is foreign to nature itself. Left alone with its general laws, they say nature would only produce disorder. These harmonies, according to them, point to some foreign hand. That hand supposedly forced a wise plan onto physical things that had no regularity of their own. But here is my reply. Suppose the universal laws of physics also came from God. Then these laws presumably have no purpose on their own beyond fulfilling God's plan. God set that plan himself. Otherwise, don't be tempted to believe that physical things and their laws are independent. Don't believe that God, who used these laws so marvelously, is great, yet somehow not infinite, powerful, yet not omnipotent. Here's another way to think about it. We can very well start from the assumption that nature's whole organization has a divine cause. But it's even more plausible to assume that God's creation is well organized in such a way that it is capable of generating order all by itself through its own laws. Compare that to assuming that it's somehow structurally deficient. Under that view, creation would need some external hand just to keep it regular. That view doesn't hold up well at all. This makes sense on theological grounds too. The best testimony to God's magnificence is precisely that His creation isn't inadequate. It possesses the kind of perfection that allows it to develop mechanically on its own. A weak, needy creation would actually reflect poorly on its creator. This matters for another reason, too. Theology should never set itself against science. That's just asking for trouble. If theology did pick that fight, it would only lose. It would end up handing over better arguments to philosophers and atheists instead. So, nature doesn't require any supernatural interference to keep functioning. If there's God, He imposes His will on nature, sure, but He would do it in line with nature's own causal ordering so that events unfold mechanically. That means God created the laws of nature in the first place. This theory suggests that God viewed these laws as having a real function. After all, if the laws served no purpose, why bother creating them at all? Their creation would have been completely pointless otherwise. Theologians worry about one specific thing. If the natural tendency in physical things explains the harmony, then it seems that nature is independent from divine providence. Theologians admit this pretty clearly. If natural causes explain all the order in the universe, using the most general and essential properties of physical things, then we don't need God's governing power. Naturalists happily accept this premise, of course. But then they come across examples showing that the general laws of nature are fruitful in producing perfectly beautiful consequences. With arguments like these, naturalists hold what feel like invincible weapons. They use them to put the religious people in jeopardy. Let me bring up a few examples. Here's one that religious people often cite as a clear evidence of beneficent providence watching over human beings. In the hottest regions of the earth, sea breezes waft across heated land and refresh it exactly when that's needed most. It's almost as though someone ordered the breezes to do so. In Jamaica, for instance, the wind picks up around 9 in the morning and gets stronger steadily through midday. It peaks right when the temperature is at its worst and then dies down again as the sun sets. Without this desirable arrangement, this island would be uninhabitable. Every coastal country in hot zones enjoys this same relief. These coasts need it the most, too. They're the lowest lying regions of land, so they suffer the greatest heat. Higher regions don't get this sea breeze, but they don't need it. Their elevated location keeps them cooler regardless. Isn't all this beautiful? Aren't these visible designs achieved through cleverly applied means? But naturalists see it differently.